Cobra pose can be safe for everyone, but depending upon the medical condition, certain asanas may need to be modified or completely avoided, especially when Cobra pose is so much popular for back pain. For for any type of back pain, Cobra pose or Bhujangasana is blindly always recommended. So let us see in today's video where we should avoid the Cobra pose, and yes, especially for back pain. Namaste friends, I am Ritesh, and as a yoga teacher we need to know when we should do flexions or extensions, especially with those patients who have diagnosed with lumbar spinal stenosis. So let us first understand what is spinal stenosis. So what is spinal stenosis? Spinal stenosis is a condition in which spaces in the spinal column narrows, compressing the spinal cord. This process is typically gradual. It can occur anywhere along the spine, at the lower back or neck. A, a tightening space can cause the spinal cord or nerves to become irritated, compressed, or pinched, which can lead to back pain and sciatica. Who gets spinal stenosis? Spinal stenosis is usually developed slowly over time. It is most commonly caused by osteoarthritis or wear and tear. Changes that naturally occur in your spine and as you age. For this reason, you may not have any symptoms for a long time, even though some changes might occur on or show on x-rays. Depending upon where and how severe your spinal stenosis, you might feel pain, numbness, tingling, uh, or and of weakness in your neck, back, arms, legs, hands, or feet. It's mostly common in men and women over the age of 50. Other conditions that affects the spine, such as scoliosis, infections, tumors, thickening of ligaments, and growth of bone spurs or disc problems or injury to the spine can put you at risk for developing spinal stenosis. So now, what happens in a cobra pose? When we do cobra, you extend your lower back, that causes your lower side of each vertebrae gets closer to its neighbors. This can cause the nerve pathway to narrow even more. That can lead to more nerve compression. This position involves the spine moving in a way called extension. So lying on your stomach and pushing your upper body off the ground is an exercise or an asana to be avoided. As stated in my previous example, this type of movement causes the bony surface of the spine to get closer to each other and close the narrow space even more. For this reason, your physical therapist will always or likely ask not to do cobra pose, piriformis stretch, or even a standing extension, that is Urdhva Hastasana. We basically do it in Surya Namaskar. We do a lot of backward extension. Now a word of caution. But remember, for lumbar spinal stenosis, forward folds should be entered into gradually to protect vulnerable areas of your spine. It means if you're having a lumbar stenosis, forward folds are recommended than backward extension, but you have to be very careful. In order to find the ideal amount of forward bend, you have to move slowly. You have to use props, might be a chair. For example, if I'm going into a forward fold, I will better do a Ardha Uttanasana, keeping my hands on the a knee so that it's easier. So bringing the hands to the thighs, then bringing it to the shin or going more down. Too much of flexion. uh, So keep analyzing as to how are you feeling when you are doing a forward fold. How far someone in stenosis should go, because that forward fold might vary from person to person. In fact, even in spinal stenosis, even if you're trying Cobra, is the pain radiating into the leg or does it stays in the lumbar spine? It's a try forward folds like Paschimottanasana, Uttanasana might give you some relief. Others may be happier in half forward fold or staff pose. Drawing one's knee or both the knee towards the chest, that is lying down on your back, that is known as Purna Pavan Muktasana or Ardha Pavan Muktasana. Now here is the conclusion. My advice for those with lumbar spinal stenosis is not to go any pose so far, so fast, that they don't have time to notice any increase in symptoms. As discussed above, spinal flexions may benefit many with lumbar spinal stenosis. Some lateral flexion, rotation, and minor extension might help. So here I will recommend the Sphinx pose, that is Salamba Bhujangasana. But after doing it, analyze. May be tolerable for those with mild stenosis. Those students with lumbar stenosis, uh, avoid any pose that increases numbness. If a pose is causing a worsening symptom, don't do it. A complete no-no. Especially back stretches, you should avoid too forward to touch your toes. Okay, that's also not good enough. Even if you are having spinal stenosis, because it's too much of a forward fold. Because this flexion movement places a lot of pressure on the lumbar disc. If you're trying to touch your toes, don't go with that. Don't go with that intention in your mind. Also, any stretches that leaning backwards should be eliminated, because the backward leaning narrows the spine canal. These types of exercises are often done to increase flexibility for those suffering for spinal stenosis. The backward position further collapses the spinal canal. That could increase your pain in that area. Remember, use common sense. Be mindful of yours and students' practice. That's it for today. Till then, keep your regular practice, especially for yoga teachers. Do not forget your yoga practice. I do it. And yes, don't forget to subscribe my channel if it is worth it. If you find this video helpful, give me a thumbs up below. Really appreciate that. Till then, take care, keep smiling. Namaste.